Francis says he has deep reservations about the direction of the Catholic Church in Germany. The remarks came in a letter to 4 German Catholic laywomen. It was published in the newspaper Welt earlier today. Pope Francis says the church in Germany is being steered away from the universal church's common path, adding that the country's Synodal Way is not in alignment with the sacramental structure of the Catholic Church. We go now to AC Wimmer, the founding editor-in-chief of Catholic news agency Deutsch. AC, great to be with you as always. So tell us, what else was in this letter to the 4 German laywomen, and do we know anything about the letter they sent to the Holy Father, which prompted his response?
Thank you, Tracy. It's great to be here. Yes, we do know, and we've also spoken to the women who received the answer from the Holy Father just in the last few hours, Tracy. And there is a picture here forming of deep concern by the Holy Father, although it's one that we're familiar with. He raised it first in 2019 in his letter to the pilgrims of the Church in Germany, the German Catholics, and he's reiterated those concerns repeatedly, as I'm sure your viewers know. He's called the German Synodal Way elitist and neither helpful nor serious in the past. And now he's sort of, honing in on a particular issue. That is the establishment of a permanent German Synodal Council, which would be a body that would oversee the church in Germany, made up of bishops, but also lay people. And that is not in alignment with the sacramental structure of the Catholic Church. The Holy Father wrote in this letter to those 4 eminent German theologians, philosophers, and a journalist.
AC, how did the Holy Father's letter appear in the German newspaper?
The German newspaper, the Welt, which has great connections to those philosophers and theologians, has published the full letter, and you can read the full translation in English over at catholicnewsagency.com, Tracy. And in that letter and in the article, you can see that the Holy Father only took 4 days to respond to the letter that those 4 women who prominently quit the German Synodal Way, of which they were delegates, over concerns they have with the direction of this event, that he answered within 10 days. They sent the letter on November the 6th. He answered on November the 10th, and it's now come to public.
AC, what has been the reaction among the faithful in Germany and even at the Vatican to the Holy Father's words on the church in Germany?
The Vatican's intervened repeatedly. We've published a timeline over on CNA where you can see how those events have sort of piled up over the last few years since 2019. But Tracy, I think the most important part is whether and how we will see reactions. So that's the pertinent question. One of the theologians behind the New Beginning, an initiative that's critical of the German Synodal Way, has already called for a halt and on the German bishops to consider now, in the wake of the latest letter, the establishment of such a synodal council. At the same time, I heard from one of the 4 recipients of the letter that she is not expecting an official response from the German bishops, but she says, I quote, "Unrest is growing and it will not be so easy to continue to gather the bishops around this matter almost unanimously." And she says, it's the philosopher Hanna-Barbara Gerl-Falkowitz, that the letter will inspire renewed confidence that the situation of the church in Germany will change for the better at the penultimate minute.
AC, almost out of time, but quickly, we know Pope Francis has spoken several times about the Synodal Way, but what happens if the Germans just keep pushing ahead with this radical agenda?
What might happen, Tracy, of course, is anyone's guess. The Holy Father would know, but the Vatican certainly has the ability to come good on those concerns in a sense that canonical procedures could be put in place and the German bishops could simply be told by the Holy Father to stop with this process, to not establish the permanent synodal council. And there is a significant minority of bishops who share the concerns the Holy Father has raised. So we might see this sort of coming out in the next few days and weeks as well, Tracy, perhaps with a Vatican intervention, but perhaps also from within Germany itself.
All right, AC, thank you so much. And we know you'll continue to follow this, as we will as well. Thanks a bunch.
Thank you kindly.